co-op mode, round 173. This is the official video game podcast of Secret Friends Unite. I am Todd Oxter, coming from beautiful Minnesota. I've recovered from Chicago, where I believe it was like 95 degrees every day, 100% humidity, holy buckets, and then it rained like there was a tsunami Saturday night when it actually cooled down. So, but I had a blast, had a good time with Charlie Carden and our good friend Brian Cole. We just had a blast, went to a Cubs game. We went to Second City and we saw a really cool like skit show, not like improv, but skits, like a mini Saturday Night Live, which was very cool. I'd never seen that before. But before I keep talking, I need to introduce my special guest co-host tonight. That is Mr. Clint Coombs from Spreading
Hello.
I made
That's me.
Coombs really long, like the catacombs in when you go to France.
Enunciate it. Very, very special, almost royalty.
Yeah, it's like how a Canadian would actually probably pronounce it. I don't know. Like pull it out. Minnesota, we would also probably
to
do
the
that
Canadian
too.
border.
I know we have some weird things like oofda. Oh my god, geez, oh Pete's. We do a lot of the like when we're getting out of people, we go oh, or we make these weird noises. It's like, what is that thing in Minnesota?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's odd. I don't know.
Yeah, can't keep quiet.
Might just be a general white person thing, culture.
It might be.
Yeah, it's in our thing. We
just
vocalize our politeness. Yeah. But Clint, thanks for joining. I put up the co-op mode signal because just an update here. I know it was kind of weird, kind of late in game change that Matt Kennedy, he was going to be my ongoing co-host, but the way it is when you're an adult, you got family members, things like that. Life changes very quickly. He's got some stuff going on. Obviously, I will not share that. But Matt and I have been keep on talking. So obviously, the door's open if Matt is ready to do this. But you know what? Hey, life is complicated. Podcasts are not that important. Exactly. So we wish Matt the best, and hopefully he gets back in the game very soon. Above all, we hope that things are okay. But Clint, as I was telling you earlier, my original plan was, when Mark left, was just to have guest co-hosts. And I even talked to you about like, hey, would you like to be in the regular station? So we're kind of back to the original plan. So unless things change again, I'm perfectly good with this, because the great thing about podcasting, I've met millions of awesome people throughout the years.
It is awesome being able to branch out and meet people. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's always great to revisit people. What's going on in your life? And we were even talking about that. Both our kids are going back to college, and wow. I don't think my parents helped me move in more than once. And after that, I was on my own with my little Geostorm, putting everything in that little Geostorm.
Oh, God. How'd you fit anything in that?
Nothing. I even put a bike in it. And yeah, it was fun. I know. But kids, Geostorm, look it up, was from the Geo Corporation, which was a combination of GM and it was GM and Japanese automakers, because they wanted to have more fuel efficient vehicles. So you had like the Geo Metro was this little weird Suzuki hatchback. Then you had like the Neo or Geo Prism, which was a Toyota Camry, Corolla. It was just all about. And then the Geostorm, which was an Isuzu Impulse. So
I didn't know the backstory. I just knew they were really small.
Really small. And I remember when I saw the Geostorm, I'm like, Dad, get the Geostorm. It's cool. The headlights pop up. And it was still a lame little hatchback, but it was still fun to drive. And my dad ended up giving it to me after, when I went to college, when I could have a car, because he's like, it was cheap. So it wasn't exactly expensive. So I thought it was pretty cool. And, Clint, this is so funny. We're going on a tangent, but this is still fun. Have you ever had a customized license plate? Oh,
yes. I have two right now on my vehicle.
Oh, excellent. What are they?
So my if I can talk, my car has Order 66 on it for Star Wars.
Course.
And then my, my motorcycle is ORD 66 for Order 66. Okay. And my car says Do It 66.
So you're basically out for Wars. Jedi everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Where are the Jedi? I love that.
And it's a white Kia. So on the back, I have a bumper of like a stormtrooper peeking out like a vinyl, and then my license plate cover says Undercover Stormtrooper on it. So yeah,
that's amazing. I have to really
went full nerd.
Well, I love that. And I like right now. I've got two stickers. I've got a Vikings. My son got me two stickers for my car. It's a Darth Vader like silhouette, and then it's got Vikings. Like Vikings, I love the Vikings. But I'm like in my front windshield cover is the face of Wolverine. My car is black, so it looks really cool when it is.
Nice.
That's very nerdy.
Nice.
But I definitely need some cool stuff. And normally I get veterans plates because I'm a veteran, and it's kind of cool.
Yep.
And I didn't get them this time, so I'm like, maybe I just have to do something fun. But the reason why I asked, because what did my dad do? He got me a customized plates for my car. And what do you think he got me? He didn't let me choose. He just got them for me and his whole family.
Oh, no.
Todd O. And so what do you think everybody did was I walked by, hey, Todd O.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Very cool. Very cool. That's me. That's my
You're ever
story,
getting
guys.
called in like the Walmart for leaving your lights on or something? You definitely remember your license plate, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could do a whole podcast about car experiences, but that's okay. Most of us from a certain age have a lot of bad car stories.
Facts.
All right. Well, last question. What motorcycle do you have?
I have a Yamaha V-Star touring bike.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
So is that something you
years ago?
Always have a companion with you when you typically ride around?
I usually always do. Yeah, usually.
Okay.
Yep. I'll go out by myself, but I'd find it more enjoyable with just going out with someone. So,
you a helmet or no helmet guy?
helmet.
Okay, good.
Yep. Safety.
Yeah.
As safe as motorcyclists can be.
You get too many bugs in the mouth, and that's not
that
a good
too.
situation.
Yeah, I'm out in the middle of the woods, so I would look like just nope.
Yeah. Well, excellent. Well, we're gonna have a good time today. And before we get into the show, we're gotta thank the Patreon Secret Friend Squad. These are the people that make this show happen. Our besties: Derek Trevelyan, aka the Figure Dude; Francie, the official hairstylist of SFU; Xbox Expansion Pass, Mr. Luke Lore; Charlie's Uncle Tim Moran, who gets this podcast on 8-Tracks, I believe. That's how he's requested to get them, because I don't think he has the internet. Friends with Benefits: John Sedorf, Brendan Myers, Corey and HD, Boss Rush CEO, Matthew Keel, Kurt Krug, he's got connections, Tawny Lee, Chipotle Bear, Famous Seamus, Cam the Movie Man, Jay Newport 007, Darth Prozac, and Freight Conductor. Folks, by being a patron, you get exclusive shows, no ads, Discord benefits for as little $2 a month, and now you can get 50% off your first month. And I tell you, it's kind of cool because we do certain shows that are Patreon first, then you get them later. One of our newest shows that is back for second season is the Waiver Wire Wizards podcast. If you're a fantasy football fan, a football fan, join us, because this year we've added 2 people to the roster. That's Eric Bananza, also known as Game Positive, and also Chance Siegel, aka Bubble Boy N7. And what we're doing this right now, we're doing preseason. We didn't do it last year. We're doing it this season. We're basically getting everybody ready for the drafts, talking about other things, pick'em league. So we record tomorrow, and Wednesday, we're gonna be talking about what happened week 2, and then kind of like how to plan for your draft. So there you go. You like that? We also do a lot of interview shows, so check it out. Something's always coming out special for everyone there, so check it out. But with that, we get into what I would think is kind of probably the cornerstone of the show. And the reason why it's the cornerstone that is typically giving me the most pain because of the things I've picked or my picks along the way. And that is buy, rent, return. So I picked cheat codes this week, Clint. And the reason I did is because I was telling you, Battlefield 6 came out. We'll talk about that game really quickly. But it was like literally within like 24 hours, people were already cheating in the open
instantly
beta.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely.
And I'm like
crazy.
thinking, that's crazy, especially in a game where it's all about competition.
Yeah.
You don't want cheaters. You want to have fun. Because
Right.
I don't even know how you cheat in that game. I could never cheat because I'm bad enough just even doing what I'm doing without dying constantly. But I will talk more about cheating. But I thought I wanted to put this more in the lines of like old school cheats where it was almost like code you could put in, something cool
Fun
would
stuff.
happen. Yeah. And so the ones I picked were the Konami code, up, down, left, right, B, left, right, B, A, start, and synonymous with
classic.
the Konami games. And I don't think they continued that past the NES. Did they?
I don't think so. I don't believe they did, because I think once the SNES controller got involved, they didn't put the L and R and stuff. So
imagine
I
that,
don't
like
think so.
it's an 18 button code. I'm like, it's like
The
so that would
thing is, like, we remembered those codes, like the up, down. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that today, but we did. I used to know them like in the back of my head. for some of these codes. It was
It's like
crazy.
all the Mortal Kombat fatalities at the arcade.
Right, yeah.
People would know that. I'm like, how did you figure? Well, first of all, how did you figure that out?
That
and then
too,
how did you
internet.
learn about that? And it's like there was no internet, and like even magazines were covering arcade games at the time.
Yep.
It was just the home version. The home version was here. So yeah, a lot of people hanging out bowling alleys like me, and watching me go like, how did you do that? And so
Just
very fun.
good,
but it got around. Fun. Yeah. And yeah, I believe games that use that were like Life Force, which I think gave you 30 ships, Contra. I think actually Contra was really the first game, and that was the Contra code.
I think it was the Contra code, yep.
Yep. Blades of Steel, I think what it did was opened up like a mini game.
Oh, really? I don't think I remember that.
Of like Galaga, I think.
Oh, okay.
Nice. I can't remember any other games that used it, though. Do you?
Not on the Konami side, but I have seen other game, not that come to mind, but I've seen other games copy it and call it the Konami code, and it'll give you like extra lives or just something simple like that. Just kind of as like almost like a homage back to old school games type of thing. But yeah, after, like you said, after the NES, I don't remember it being in anything.
I believe
Konami wise,
this used to exist for a while. If you did that on Google, just in the browser, it did something.
I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was very fun. Okay, so we move on to the next code, Doom the God mode. And it's kind of funny. One of the people that has a comment, it's IDDQD. That is the code you put in when you open up the Doom console, which is absolutely that you have to basically open up like a command line within Doom.
Type
and that's where you can put all your stuff, the BFG, all those things where you could play with it. And it was amazing. Like, oh, I can do all these cool things.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I used to love any part of those, like the tilde key or whatever that opens up so you can type it. And as I was a young kid on my like Amiga and like, first 95 PCs or whatever, I used to think I was a hacker. Like, tilde key, I can type in a code and
nobody
I'm like,
else knows
super cool. Yeah.
Unless I get on the BBS or the AOL chat room, Doom codes. Very inspired. But yeah, that was another one, iconic one. The other one was interesting because this one really changed the game for a lot of people, and that is in Metroid. If you would put in the name Justin Bailey, you got you basically get unsuited Samus, which is a girl.
It was the first skins.
Yeah, which was kind of cool because, you don't find out Samus is female until the game ends. This way, you're just playing with... And I believe it gave you, like, extra bombs and all these things, like extra things, too. So I'm guessing this was somebody called the Nintendo hotline, or it was a Nintendo Power, right? How else would...
It had to have been probably like Nintendo Power, or like you said, the Nintendo hotline. God, I remember the hotline and calling in when you were stuck on games. And like,
did you call it in?
I never did. My mom used to. My mom used to play Nintendo games.
Yeah, she knows how much those calls were.
Exactly. She would get stuck on games like Dragon Quest or something. So she would call up, and it's like like $10 a minute or something.
Ridiculous, but it would go on forever.
Yeah. It would.
I mean, I don't even know how those guys did it. Like, they had just imagine calling up. I'm calling up you, Clint. I'm going to just call up you, pay you $5 an hour or whatever. And I'm going to say, hey, Clint, how do you get past this level? I mean, and imagine YouTube wasn't available. You actually had to play the game. I mean, and there were guys weren't even a thing at that point.
Book index or something. But even then, like, how would you go to that certain point? Because there was no lookup system, because there was just no computers, to that degree.
No.
So,
I mean, maybe it was because in Japan the games came out there first, and they would then share like, these are some common things. But I mean, not even being able, like, somebody describing you where they're at.
Yeah, it was hilarious because she'd be talking to me while she was on the phone. She'd be like, "Okay, do this. All right, now go left or whatever," and I'd be like, "I don't know." It's just like,
and how do you even get there? Like, I mean, for even her to think to play the game at that same spot, it's not like there were save spots every 2 seconds. So it blows my mind, folks. If you know what, everybody playing today owes a huge debt to all of us that we had to keep games open all night because they didn't have a save point.
Very true.
Even a pause. I believe the Atari 5200 was the first game system that offered a way to pause.
Oh, really?
Or you were just leaving your TV on all night, and what does Grandpa do? why the hell is this thing on? Unplug.
Wasting my electricity.
Exactly. Or just like when you're online.
Yeah.
It's like when you're online and somebody picks up the phone in college, because I had a landline connection.
Yep.
Not LAN, but telephone.
Yep.
I was sending an email.
Yep. I was
Oh, wow.
I used to piss my parents off like crazy because, a 56, dial up.
Oh, if you had 56,
nobody could call in while you had it on. And my dad used to do, or still does, construction, so he would wait for calls to come in for work, and they'd leave and they'd be like, "Don't go on the internet. I'm waiting for a call." And I'd be like, "Whatever." And then
Dad, I won't do that.
And then they would try to call from like a friend's house or whatever, and they're like, "You were online." I was like, "Oh no,
no, I got so many phone calls from your business, Dad." And they were being jerks. And they said, "Your dad's horrible." And I was defending your name. So there, right?
Exactly.
See, if you were like smart.
I should have thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Dad, I couldn't believe you think of me. I'm defending your honor. So, well. Well, folks, let's get into this now. Let's go into some of the comments we have here. I will read these and try to summarize them because some of them went a little awry. Frankenductor actually says, how do people feel about screen peeking? Because we're talking about cheating, and this is kind of a little bit more of the subject we're going to talk about. Person is just a skill to hone. The people who complained were just bad at it, and it was impossible not to see what other people were doing. I feel like he's talking about screen peeking. Are we talking about like more like four screen split mode and like N64?
Yes, and like this would destroy friendships. Like I was also on like the PlayStation where you could LAN the PlayStations together, put two TVs together.
Yep.
So you would like turn a TV sideways.
Yes.
But the thing was like the PlayStation cord for the LAN was like 3 inches long, so you couldn't get a TV far away, so you'd end up like draping towels over one side. And
did they do cardboard like 4 cutouts or something like that too?
Yes, yeah.
And I'm like, how close do you have to be to those things then to even make it work? And it's like, now you wonder why everybody's eyes are bad.
Yep.
Okay. And then Daddy Duwally says, I would try to do it I would try and doing it playing Halo LAN parties, but wasn't the most effective. It was nice to know where people were on the map, but I never thought it was a game changer for kills. LOL. And Frankenduster said, I meant for 4-player split screen for OG Xbox. Yeah. So this is definitely a weird thing that is definitely only an old school problem.
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, there's not many couch co-op games these days.
No, and even then, like you said, it's a couch co-op game. It's not a versus game. So yeah.
I mean, there's very few games where, in most games where it's competitive, it's going to be same screen, like Smash or something like that. So yeah, okay, cool. And then Freight Conductor comes back. He said, I cheated in GTA. I went to Dev Panel. Dev Panel? Which GTA is he talking about?
Maybe it must be PC, maybe?
Well, he talks about I cheated in GTA. I went to Dev Panel. Oh, he's talking about several different versions. I went to Dev Panel and hacked my stats in Morrowind to mess around. And of course, those infamous dollar roses on The Sims to build on my house.
Yep.
Oh, you could plant like dollar money?
Yeah, you could plant unlimited money. Yep.
Oh my God. He said, never cheated in multiplayer games, though. That just never made sense. Do you consider screen peeking cheating? I just saw it as a skill to make it. You know what? Everybody has the opportunity to do it, quite honestly. So at that point, I'm like,
everybody's doing it. Yeah.
No, and anybody says they aren't, are you really believing them? Like, I would never do that.
Yeah.
But then they would blame you and they say, well, I would never do that. And that's why you're cheating and I'm losing. So, yeah. But we get to actually someone who did play the game that is actually talking about our choices. It says, Schlossritter, he says, buy IDDQD, which is the Doom God mode. Probably would have ever played through Doom without this. I'm bad at action games, so still want to see hello. Absolutely, it's like the easy mode, right? It's like
exactly
God mode. It's like I just want to play the game. I don't care about.
I'm here for the story.
Yeah,
Doom.
It's like those games now that almost play it for you on their own. It's like story mode. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
I am an infinite God incarnate that I will destroy you all with one button.
Exactly.
Rent Konami Code. Have used it in a few games, but Game Genie was almost always better. That's a good thing. I didn't think about the Game Genie. Oh my goodness.
Game Genie was great.
We will definitely talk about the Game Genie in the back half. Return Justin Bailey. Interesting to try once, but feels like I've skipped the whole experience. But it does little to actually help you reach the end credits. Because I think all the extras it gives you are not like it reboots it. It's like 200 missiles. Once you use up those missiles
at the start of they're
gone, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that shouldn't have spent your wad and then come from there. And then I think we'll leave the rest of these comments because they're more about the topic, but I thank you, Schloss, for that. We'll go back to that. Clint, please remind me to go back to these points as we talk about like kind of the main topic, because I think there's some good things there. So let's get to you, Clint. If we talk about these three things, how would you rank these in buy, rent, return?
I'm going to return the Justin Bailey one because I feel like it gives away like that ending type of thing, that surprise. I think rent the Konami code is classic as it is, but buy the Doom code just because you could play on, whatever the hard mode is. Was it like Hurt Me Daddy or whatever? And you could still feel like you were, godlike going through with all the weapons and everything. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Okay.
I like that, though, because I think there's good variety for there. I would agree with you on the return. The Justin Bale, I think it's something you do once. And it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Right. But I still want to look like Metroid in the cool suit, right?
Yeah.
And exactly. At that point, though, a lot of the kids who are probably playing didn't understand what the hell that was. And
no, not with those pixels. They were probably still like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't understand that. And so at the end of the game, we go the aha moment. And a lot of kids are probably like, I played as a girl. Oh, that sucks.
Take it back.
Exactly. What it's kind of like one of those things like, oh, the coolest character in the world, man, a badass, but not a girl. Yeah. I agree. This. That's a return. I would say rent Doom the God mode. The only reason I say that is because it's one of those things I would use it to play the game and be done. Right?
Yep.
I'm using it. I'm getting through it. I'm done.
That's true.
I don't know if it helps multiple playthroughs, right? Like, it's not like, because if you're actually doing it that way, I mean, there's no value because it's not like there's a lot of other games, I guess, maybe if there's like hidden areas and things like that. Oh yeah, I'll go back and get those. I don't remember Doom having a lot of those. So I don't feel like it added the...
Not really. There was like the secret areas of the level, but you could just find those just by hitting the A button or whatever while looking at multiple walls.
Yeah, and you could do it's like the Wolfenstein, like just or a lot of games at the time. Just go into every wall,
you'll eventually
maybe
find
something will happen. Yep. Yeah, it's like Zelda. Put bombs everywhere, maybe something will open up. But in the Konami code, I'm buying that because now it's a scenario, and I'm talking about frequency of use. I'm trying that in every game.
That's true. That's multi-use.
To your point, like said, everybody else is using it. Like, that means that has to be my repertoire. That isn't my move set. That is like something I will remember. And that's why I remember. Everybody remembers it, right?
It's true. Yep.
I don't think I remember Justin Bailey. I didn't
remember that one until you mentioned it. And I was like, oh my God, yeah.
And IDDQD definitely came up, like, oh, that came back in my brain. Oh, of course, IDDQD. But yes. So there we go. So folks, if you didn't chime in on this before, I'd love to hear what you thought after the fact, and if you vehemently disagree with all of us, even better. But you know what, we weren't looking at people's screens, and you can't tell us we're wrong. So moving on to the next topic. So very quickly, we've got two things happening, and by the time you listen to this, they will already have happened. So I'm just going to timestamp this, maybe put up a newspaper, Clint, so people know that we're not cheating in a cheat mode.
Yeah, we're not sharing
it is
screen
now. We are recording on August 18th at 7:35 p.m. Central, 8:35 Eastern, and we're going to be talking about Gamescom. And also, there's now a Kirby Air Ride Direct, which is 45 minutes long. I have my thoughts.
Crazy.
So Clint, I'm just going to pull up the schedule for Gamescom. But could you tell people what Gamescom is? Because that's a weird event.
It really is. It's like, how do I want to put it? It's like the new E3, really. But it's like a trade fair of games, and it's held in Germany.
Cologne.
It's
the best smelling city in Europe.
Yes. It is true, and it's now the world's largest gaming event. It's got, I don't know, I think the last year it had over like 1,000 exhibitors from around the world. It's basically
like 300,000 people, right?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It's definitely the new E3, I feel, for sure, to me.
Yeah, because I think that the important part about Gamescom, it is truly a public-facing event versus E3 that never was. PAX is a public-facing event that is truly now being adapted by corporations. It's almost like the Vice. PAX was just by Penny Arcade Expo. Penny Arcade. I mean, hey, we're going to get people together, and it turned into this big thing. So
it's definitely
one of those
changed.
things. Yeah, and E3 was always just I want to buy 85,000 copies of Metroid so the kids will buy it for their NES, and that's what it was. It was just a trade show that then we're going to actually have reveals and conferences, and then we'll invite the media. And then people got in despite not being the media because it was an executive's kid, and then people faked credentials and got in. And then they tried doing different things, but it just never worked out, and it got very expensive for publishers and devs, and it just went away. So, but now we have Summer Games Fest, which is kind of a better combination of people can show up, they can meet each other, but it is not everybody showing up like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo and going head to head, and it's like the final showdown. Like over to the top or a final countdown, right, Clint?
Exactly.
Who won?
They're definitely. I do like how Summerfest and like Gamescom definitely does feel more open to more gamers in general, but also just like publishers and stuff. Like E3 always felt like it was the big brands, and that was it. And then, you had Capcom, Square Enix, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation. But, Summerfest and Gamescom, it's like everybody's welcome. You get a bunch of indie games, but still some heavy hitters there, too. So
it's really nice to see a lot of our friends who are now, podcasting bigwigs,
right?
XCP, Seasoned Gaming, many others in that space are going to these events now. Getting
it's awesome.
People. I'm so excited for them. It's so awesome. And I would love, it was funny because like locally, just bring this back. This weekend we have the biggest video game conference in Minnesota, which is kind of weird to say that because it just seems very specific, but it's growing, and it's called 2DCon, and it's great. Awesome. And I'm very excited to go with my son. There's going to be an indie dev group where they're going to show games. People can play them. There's going to be video game bands, and it's growing over time. We got a 3-day pass for $75, which is pretty cheap.
3 days too. That's great.
Exactly. So you can just show up, and they have a premiere event. They have parties and all this stuff. So it's a great mixture of those things. Those things, they start getting momentum. And because there's really nothing in the Midwest. I live in the Midwest right now. There is no gaming show in the Midwest. This could be it. Minneapolis is also the heart of Summer Games Done Quick, which is kind of fun. Or Super Games Done Quick, I think is what it's called. And then we also have another conference called, my son would kill me because he loved the show. It's the only, it's a video game music convention. That's what the main heart of it. It's all music. And my son loves it. He's a music major at the University of Minnesota. So when it comes to that, and he loves music sounds, so it's really amazing. So I'll have to get the name of that coming up that he loves. But yeah, this one's coming up, and it's great. I love it, and it's amazing. We have Game Informer right in the Twin Cities as well. Brian Shea, we had him a couple weeks ago. So I asked him, I know Gamescom's going on, but will Game Informer be at 2DCon? So we'll see how it goes. Ooh. So I'm glad. And then your area, you're near PAX, right? PAX East.
Yep, we got PAX East. Yep. That's pretty much it. We have like a couple anime conventions and stuff like that, but no, that's the only video game one that comes close to us. Which you
could go to like New York Comic-Con. I guess that's a big event. But video games are not huge there.
Right. But I would still love that one. But
absolutely going there. It's like big wig. I've been to my biggest con I ever went to was the San Diego Comic-Con in 2010.
Nice.
So that's when like the Walking Dead was debuting. It was just really awesome. All the corporations were there.
Oh, that's awesome.
I had an amazing time. Went there with my wife. My in-laws live in San Diego. So, but yeah, it was great. So I love these cons are going better, and even like it has QuakeCon down in Texas.
Yep.
So directionally, we're getting things that are happening at other places, but the Midwest definitely needs something because there's nothing now. So getting back to Gamescom, lots of people are there, and it feels like this is getting a momentum now because E3 is so desegregated. Summer Games Fest does a lot of heavy lifting, but now we're getting the show that, like you said, it's in Cologne, Germany. 300,000 people. It's open to the public, and it's a blast. So I'm going to go through the actual like schedule, and then we're going to do some quick predictions. So it's kind of weird because Germany is overseas. Timing is weird. So it actually kicks off tomorrow, opening night live, which will then be opening night afternoon for us. So
Yeah,
that
I
is
know.
happening
I was
tomorrow,
right
August
in the middle of
19th
work.
at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 Central. So if you're smart, you'll find a cubbyhole in your office and then pretend you're on a call and watch. But Jeff
Yep.
Keighley will doing that, and we're probably going to get some reveals. And Clint, how long do you? Let's make our first prediction. How long will Open Night Live be?
Live. I'm gonna go with 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay. I will say 3 hours because there will be at least 90 minutes of commercials and trailers.
That's true. That is true.
And during opening night live, we're going to get a lot of third party. And at this point, I'm not sure exactly if I know Jeff typically promises some surprises, some big megatons and things like that. So with that, but I'm going to go through the schedule really quick and then we'll get back to predictions. So then that's the first thing that's kicking off. And then we go to Wednesday, August 20th. So once again, that's basically happening. And then IGN's going to be there. So you watch live streams and things like that, which is kind of fun. And then Xbox, I'm trying to find when Xbox is having theirs because I think theirs is the 20th. And I'm looking for it on this. IGN put their schedule, but they didn't say when Xbox is.
I know Xbox is definitely going to be there. So
let me not go to IGN's page, and let me see if I can actually go to Gamescom page. So Clint, keep talking, and I will find an actual schedule.
Let's see who else is going to be there. Now you caught me off guard.
I'm looking at the Reno Gazette. Apparently, the Reno Gazette actually has a schedule. So let me go into this. So yes, day two. Microsoft will hold its conference starting at 6 a.m. Pacific time. So this is going to be on Wednesday at 6 a.m. Pacific or 9 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday, August 20th. Oh, wait, this is weird. Why is CES? Yeah, that's a different time frame. And apparently we're going to get Xbox talking about Xbox LA handhelds, Grounded 2, Keeper, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7, because we really haven't got much about that game, except that apparently now the Switch 2 version is coming out later, which, quite honestly, it sounds like Switch 2 games are getting delayed because Nintendo didn't give anybody dev kits. So good job, Nintendo.
That seems to be the case, yeah.
It's really sad that's happening. So that's going to be interesting. And then apparently there is an Into the Infinite showcase. I have no clue what that is. So this is kind of weird that we're getting that. Now, aren't we also getting an Outer Worlds 2 extended?
There is supposed to be it's supposed to be something like a theatrical event, is what I thought I saw.
Oh, so day 3. Yeah, it's day 3. Okay, their Xbox is essentially doing a second day, which is going to be August 21st, and that's going to include Ninja Gaiden 4, Overwatch 2, and Outer Worlds 2 as well. And then other than that, there's going to be more games: Resident Evil Requiem, Borderlands 4, Crimson Desert. And they're going to have an award show too. So potentially games are up for awards. Gamescom. Yeah, okay. And apparently because
best of show or something type of deal.
Absolutely. Gotcha. So there you go. And it's funny. Apparently people have there's nominations already for Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is weird because the game is already out. So there we go. Oh, and actually I'll tell you the categories. Here we go. Best visuals. Apparently you don't have to show it at the game. It's just they're out there. They're just going to write. We have best visuals, Borderlands 4, by Sweet Carol. Don't know the game. Crimson Desert, Mayo, Memories in Orbit, and Resident Evil Requiem, which is weird. It's a game that's not even released yet. All these games are not released yet. But
Crimson Desert just got delayed until next year too.
Huh. Well, here we go. Best audio, a game maybe that sounds good based on the trailers you saw.
The trailer, yeah.
Karn, Little Nightmares 3, Phantom Blade 0, Resident Evil Requiem, and Rock Beasts. Best gameplay, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hella, Mario Kart World, PVKK, which stands for Planet Inverten Gungen Constant Command. I'm going to put this in the chat because that is a real name, folks. I think this might be a German game because that is a lot of words. So, Clint, I'm going to put this in the chat right now. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, my God. You get an award if you can pronounce this.
You want to try it?
Planeteen Vertigen Gung Scannen Ecomundant. Sounds like a Ghostbuster, like you're reading off of a rune or something. I don't know.
Oh my god! Wow, the SEO is great. We're gonna call it PVKK, which apparently stands for something else. Wow. And then most entertaining is an odd award. Dispatch, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Grounded 2, Hella. What is Hella even? I don't know. Mario Kart World.
Know.
These games, these categories are so weird. I should probably give you the link. Let me give you the
weird.
link because you're like, what is Todd talking about?
Yeah,
there you go. Reno Gazette. They're all over this.
Are up there.
Let's see. Then we got Most Epic, Crimson Desert, Dune Awakening, which released a while ago, Resident Evil Requiem, Super Meat Boy 3D, and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Once again, released quite a while ago. Most Wholesome. Hella is back again. Hella is in every category. Wholesome, epic, and entertaining. Great. Starbirds is a seat taken. Tiny Bookshop. Winter Burrow. Nissa loves that game. Games for Impact. Karn, Forever Skies, Hollow Home, Monowave, and Tiny Bookshop. Tiny Bookshop, man, I showed my wife because she loves books, and that might be the one game she would actually play. Awesome. And then, oh my God, there's too many awards. Okay, we're just going to move on. But there's an award show with games that I've already launched, but others.
Yeah, I don't really, and some of them that haven't launched. Like, I don't understand. I guess maybe once we watch it, but I just really, but like best gameplay, Mario Kart World, and then Resident Evil Requiem. Like, I don't.
How do you compare a game that's released, rated, played, and a game that you are only seeing? And I mean, I imagine people really haven't had played it.
No, I don't think there's been any previews or anything of Requiem. So
I mean, I watched the NVIDIA GeForce show today.
And they had like a little sneak peek in there.
No gameplay, but they were talking about like hair and reflections.
Yeah. That's really weird.
Maybe there's more there in the reflections than I realized. A lot of gameplay. So with that, okay. Wow, that went on way too long for Gamescom. What are your predictions for Gamescom? Just 3, very quickly, just fun.
Oh God, I want to see. I think we'll see, because Remedy just had like their 30th anniversary, so I think we'll see Max Payne, the remakes on there.
Wait, did you say 30 years?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 30 years.
What was their first game? Oh, it must have been Max Payne, right?
I believe so. Yeah, from the X, because that was on the 360. So it'd probably be about 30 years.
1990. When did I play that? I played that on PC back in the day. So like,
although I don't think Alan Wake's 30 years. So they must have done something before that too.
I will look that up.
It's something that I don't know.
Yep, I will.
So I would like to see Max Payne show up there. I think we'll see. I don't know who will show it, but I think we'll see Exodus, which is the original Mass Effect devs, their new game.
Do you want to know what their first game was?
What was it?
In 1996, they made a game called Death Rally. It's vehicular combat racing.
Oh my God, I think I remember that game.
Would you even? I mean, it's kind of like it looks like almost like an RC Pro-Am, but like more gruesome.
I do remember this game. Oh my God,
that is crazy.
That's wild.
They go to Alan Wake or Max Payne after that. So that's
crazy.
Are we getting a Death Rally re-release?
Maybe that'll be the shadow drop.
Yeah. Okay. So what is Remedy doing? That was your first prediction.
I think we'll get Max Payne. Because I think they're. I know they're
right. They said they were making.
We haven't seen it. So I think we see that. And then also Exodus from the Mass Effect devs. They've dropped stuff on YouTube. They've got a gameplay trailer out there, but they've been pretty quiet on it. And I don't know. I maybe it's just me wanting to see more. But
what game is that?
Definitely Exodus. It's a like a sci-fi opera game. It's by the same devs that.
Really?
They've been quiet on it. But it's the original Mass Effect devs, and they broke off, created their own development team, and now they're making this new like space opera type of thing. And it's the same thing as like Mass Effect with decision making and stuff like that. And they had a book come out. Not to go on a tangent, but yeah, they had a book come out.
How do I know nothing about
this?
Like
thick.
Wow.
It is basically Game of Thrones in space. So I'm super excited for that. They got some great videos up on YouTube. Third, maybe I know Hollow or Silk Song's going to be there.
Playable apparently on the
but maybe
Xbox
we
Alley, right?
finally get a release date.
Okay.
I'm not super looking forward to Silk Song.
What is your release date? You have to say it now, Clint.
Oh God,
you gotta do it.
I think it's going to be out in November.
Okay, I'll just put November. That's good enough. You don't have to give me a date. Sure. Early, late. Just if it comes out in November.
Yeah,
now,
I'm going to say
that
November.
Exclusive anywhere, or is it just coming everywhere all at once?
I think
that is not part
everywhere.
of your prediction, but I mean, I just think it's coming. There's no exclusive, right?
No, I think it was the original was exclusive to PC, and then it was exclusive to Switch, and then it went to everything. But I think this time around it's going to be a blanket. I think it'll be blanket.
It's kind of sad that even if it does come to Switch, it's not getting like the Switch 2 is getting no love for that game. It's going to be like get the same performance on Switch 2 as it gets on Switch 1.
Exactly. Yeah, especially with a game like that.
Okay.
That's my predictions.
Well, very good. I'll give you my predictions really quick. So I'm going to guess they've already kind of leaked the Xbox Ally release and prices, so I don't really have to go into that. So I'm trying to think of anything else from that perspective. I can't think of anything hardware because, I mean, I thought that we were going to get more Xbox controllers, but I know they released some stuff, but we're also getting an Xbox or getting an Asus controller.
Asus controller,
weird, because it feels like Xbox is even giving up some of their controller space to like even the Rare Edition went to that Rare Special Edition system went to 8-bit Do, right?
Yes. Yeah,
which is weird, right?
I don't think it's weird because I really think the next Xbox console is going to be made by like Asus, some other companies, and you're going to get your individual ones. That's what I think, anyway. So when they announced this Asus controller, I was like even more leaning towards that. Yeah. But I could be wrong.
Okay, so I'm going to get this. I think we're getting. I can't remember if it happened or not. I think we're getting an Onimusha blowout on the new game. I don't know if we got a release date. Did we get a release date?
I don't think we got a solid release date.
Okay, I'm guessing we're gonna get a big blowout for this game, and it's gonna get a release date.
I'm pretty sure they did say that was gonna be that because I think Capcom's having their own show there too. I think.
I hope so because they got a lot to tell me because
they've got
Okami. I think
next year is insane for them.
Yeah, I think we get something from Okami that shows more.
I would love some gameplay. So
Okami 2. I think we get something with Okami 2.
That's a good call.
Something really wonderful. And I think Xbox owes us something to make us feel better after all the bad news. So I think Fable could come out strong because that game has not shown us real gameplay.
Real gameplay, yes. Yeah.
We got like a weird thing like, oh, it's in game and maybe it's gameplay.
Yeah,
I think
it's like gonna get fake gameplay. I was also thinking
maybe you're moving around.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
There are trees in this game.
I'm thinking we're going to get real Fable like, hey, it's my character and they're going to kick a chicken. There's going to be fun.
That would be pretty cool. That would be cool.
I think we're going to get real Fable gameplay because with that game coming in 2026, I feel like Xbox has to make us feel better that the games they've announced are actually coming out after all the cancellations. Yeah. So I think we're going to get Fable gameplay, making us feel like, oh, this is what we're actually going to do in the game. This is how it's going to make us feel because Fable is one of my favorite franchises of all time, except I didn't play the Kinect game. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no, I didn't either.
I'm not a real fan.
I don't consider that one. I
still have my Kinect. I still have my Kinect camera if anybody wants.
Somewhere in my closet in a box.
But I sold like my adapter. I just gave it to a buddy of mine because he's like, oh, he wants to use it. I'm like, so now I have no way. I mean, but quite honestly, who's keeping their old Xbox Ones around to use the Kinect?
Right.
Is anybody?
I don't think so. But you never know. There's some enthusiasts out there for Just Dance or something. Exactly. What do you think about? Because I was kind of thinking, what do you think about Xbox possibly showing? Because what was it? Was it Summerfest? That Phil Spencer was at the end. He's like, oh, and the return of the OG or whatever, which basically meant
which everybody misunderstood what it was, right?
Yeah.
And then they showed like this game, like, no, what? That game?
Yeah.
It was very confusing. So a lot of people thought it was one thing, and apparently, no, that's not what he meant. But I'm like, well, then he shouldn't have done it the way he did.
Right.
It was very confusing.
Yeah. And
because it was Call of Duty, right?
It was Call of Duty. But then
weren't you just back here last year? Call of Duty launches every year.
I know.
It's not OG.
Yes. But he did say that a return of a classic, which that hasn't been out for years, but I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to be a Halo remake. I think. I don't know.
I mean, I think that makes the most sense. Now, I do wonder, what's your opinion? I know we're kind of going long on Super News Done Quick, but this is kind of fun. It's conversational podcast because, So, I think a lot of people are, I think there is something in the water. We're hearing like there's going to be a new Halo game coming to PlayStation. I'm hearing now it's maybe the Battle Royale game that was supposed to come on Project Tatanka from their other dev. I can't remember the other dev who works with them on like kind of their level maps and things. So I'm hearing that may be one of those things. But what if it's like they say, rather than just giving you the Master Chief Collection, we're not going to give you that. We're going to make you pay for Halo one game at a time. And we're going to give you that we're going to give you that original Halo game, the collector's, because it was Combat Evolved mode where they had the enhanced version.
Yep.
What do you think? Would they do that? Like they just would slow roll all the Halo games with care and things like that and basically make everybody pay $60 for every Halo game rather than giving you 5 Halo games for $60.
I think if they slow rolled that out, like you said, and start with Halo Combat Evolved and like truly remade it, and then like you said, released it for a Game Pass free, and then PlayStation 5 $70 or whatever, it would sell, especially for the Sony fans. So that would be interesting. And I honestly, as you know, we have the Master Collection, but it would be really nice to see them completely like remade with like 4K textures and stuff like that. That would be, I could see that as a possibility for sure. I mean, we got Gears of War Reloaded coming out in a couple weeks.
And it's just the first game, right? They could just said, hey, it's the Gears collection.
Here's the trilogy or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you think about it, I think the Master Chief Collection made sense for people already in the infrastructure who could already buy those games for like $8 a pop or whatever you use. Right. It's like, no, you buy the collection for $70 and it's better looking and plays together. So I'm thinking maybe there's some value there. Now the fact is, like, then are you getting one a year?
That would be
kind of crazy.
But it would make money.
But even this way, does it rebuild like excitement for Halo as a franchise? Because then you get to see how it changes throughout the different iterations. And maybe you do like, rather than like you giving like Reach and ODST, or maybe they're just together, kind of like a collection. And they're like $60, but you get both of those together.
Yep.
And then maybe 4 and 5 come together. Maybe they do some of that. Like 1 is just like because it is a thing, it's $70. But maybe then they pair 2 and 3 together. Maybe they pair ODST together, and then they pair 4 and 5 together, and then Infinite gets its own standalone re-release. Maybe that's a way to do it, and then maybe at the end of the day, they're like, you can get the whole Halo, like everything, for like $150. You get everything though, so it's a value, but they're still getting premium pricing, and the games are getting an extra touch of love, and that gives time for anybody who never played those before or not on a Xbox franchise, a box, to give them time to appreciate every game,
enjoy it, and go with it. Yeah.
If they drop Master Chief, I assume people are just going to skip things and not appreciate it, and it's going to move on. So I don't think that serves anyone anything, right? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're onto something. I think I have no doubt it would make money and sell. I have no doubt. And
they could do like the individual releases. They could do like hey, get them all for X, or they saying, or maybe they even do the roadmap. Like, we're doing this, and you can buy the whole collection. They'll be added in and make it like a Master Chief collection,
right?
Or you can buy them as they come out, because maybe you don't want to make that commitment, because that'd be interesting too, right? Like, you're bought in at like $120, but if you buy them separately, it's going to be $300.
Yeah. It would, I think it would make sense, and I think it would definitely just help the Halo franchise in general, because I feel like it's at its lowest point, I think, right now, and which sucks to see, because Halo's, it made Xbox basically. So would love to see some love for it.
And what do you think about them saying, and by the way, we are now bringing everyone together for Halo Infinite multiplayer. We're kind of bringing everybody in. Now PlayStation's in and everybody's in. We're kind of going to say, by the way, play the campaigns, but the best Halo you've ever played is going to be Halo Infinite, and it is everywhere. Nintendo gets to play and Sony gets to play, and everybody plays together. And now all that work they put into it, which apparently I've heard Halo Infinite's really good now because they've actually had 4 years to
let it
right, because everybody on Xbox who's already played it then will feel bad because like, wait, they get to play it now too? Well, we'll go in there, we'll waste them or something.
Exactly,
maybe
yeah.
Crossplay, I don't know.
My Halo expertise going back in, yeah.
And the big benefit is that means it buys them time to say, yes, there's a new Halo game coming out versus it's been dead silent.
Yeah.
You can't have your biggest franchise be dead silent for
it's crazy
7 years.
Absolutely crazy.
Yep. All right. I think we've covered our bases. We got our 3 predictions. Lastly, this is just a funny one. We heard that there is going to be a Kirby Air Ride 2 Direct that is going to be 45 minutes. It's tomorrow, bright and early in the morning. Clint and I said, we get it. Kirby Air Ride gets a Direct 10 minutes, whatever. It's 45 minutes, folks.
That completely floored me when I heard that. I was like, what? Why?
I mean, Sakurai is like the most valued non-employee. Like he is actually not employed by Nintendo too, which is funny because he's like the Sakurai Corporation and he makes that, but he kind of, his only company he works for is Nintendo. So, but it's very weird. And they want to keep him happy because Smash Brothers is huge. So Clint, unless Sakurai really thinks there's 45 minutes to talk about Kirby Air Ride without spoiling everything, do you think there's more of that, or is it just, no, Sakurai really wants to talk about Kirby Air Ride for 45 minutes?
I really feel like when you had mentioned at the beginning of the show before we started, I was like, when you mentioned, I was like, yeah, there's got to be more. For 45 minutes for Kirby is just insane to me. Like, I'm sure it's a good game, and yeah, there's got to be more to it. And just like kind of looking at it, I guess the last Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Nintendo Direct was also 45 minutes. So maybe it's just me grasping straws, but I don't know. I just don't see Kirby being 45 minutes long. The game isn't that deep. I just don't understand. It's not like a Starfield one where they're showing all these different factions and traveling and or like Outer Worlds 2 when you're once again traveling factions, all these choices in your character and stuff. It's like, it's Kirby. So there's got to be.
You're not doing
more
skill tree building. You're not building a ship. You're not doing decision making or I mean, you're not traversal 85,000 worlds, which are procedurally generated. I mean, I don't think Nintendo would ever do that. Sakurai's pretty involved with most of his games. So I mentioned, I think this may be a cover for the actual secret launch or reveal or just mention of, yes, I'm working on Smash Brothers, and here's my first like weird trailer where it's going to maybe show some things that are more like teasery and maybe give us release that this coming out in 2026, because the first Smash came out in, I believe, 2018, like the second year of the Switch. It's by that point it will be 8 years.
Right.
I mean, and maybe the Switch 2 version is just like the ultimate deluxe version or whatever they call it, where it's basically it's everything in that, but it's better performance. And by the way, you're getting even more. Like you're getting all of the DLC characters in that. Plus, we're going to then announce an additional 4 rounds of new maps or levels, new characters. And then we get to basically have another 3 years of like, who's going to be the next Smash reveal?
Right. Yeah, because That makes sense. Like turn it into a Switch, 2 Pro version of it or something. Like at the end of the show, be like, oh, also Kirby is updated in the Switch 2 Pro version of Smash. But I really just don't think 45 minutes is too long for Kirby. I mean, I can't think sitting there watching a Kirby Direct for 45 minutes. I just really can't.
Is it just him just playing Kirby or Ride for 45 minutes?
Just streaming
that could be it. And he's like, oh, this is you go to the start
if
screen.
You watch it.
Yeah. And you can dress up your Kirbys. And I like this hat. He looks like Ryu from Street Fighter. Yes, you can put your amiibo on your dress.
Oh God.
I feel like it could. I mean, it could go that horribly wrong.
It could, but man. And it is confirmed that one is just the Switch 2, right? It's not like Correct. It's a Switch, so they're not like comparing like, oh, it's on the Switch and look at the no. So and they did just today put up the Kirby Air Riders X or Twitter account, but there's nothing hiding in there on the picture or anything that I'm seeing. So I don't know. I just really don't think 45 minutes is what you need for Kirby.
I mean, we're in a weird space, right? Because we got games that were on Wii U that got the deluxe treatment. Games that were made for Switch potentially could get the deluxe treatment because a lot of people said, after Ultimate, what do you even do? And I'm like, well, you probably make a deluxe, but it's like if you even owned the original Switch version, maybe you didn't get all the DLC. Well, basically give you the game, the base game, plus the DLC. It's going to be cleared up, has 60 frames per second, whatever. And by the way, we spent our time finding more characters, more maps, and we're going to give you 3 years of like DLC drops. And maybe the DLC is free if you own NSO, but if not, then we can get another $30 from you. We'll charge you $180 for the deluxe
Sounds like
version
Nintendo
with some stuff, and then you're going to spend another $30 to $40 on content. So we're charging $110 for a game that they made 8 years ago.
Definitely sounds like Nintendo.
All right, well that's it. So, folks, we did not cheat. We did not read the tea leaves, except for our crazy brains to say this is what we think has happened. When you're listening to it, if we were wrong, it's not because we cheated and we just wanted to derail you. So would we really, I guess maybe that's the thing. Would we cheat and be wrong? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No, we'd want to look good. So
we nail it, right? Well,
that's right.
I think this is going to happen. Okay. We may get one thing wrong just to make it so like we're not too cocky. Oh, well. So that is the super news done quick, which really went super long, but it was fun, and hopefully you had a good time. Hey, Secret Friends Unite, let me tell you about Zencastr. We use them for our show, and now they're supporting us. Zencastr is now the all-in-one solution making podcasting easy. It's the ultimate web-based podcasting solution. Provides high-quality audio and video podcast production and hosting. With a full suite of professional tools, podcasters can seamlessly record, produce, and publish studio-quality content, all from one dashboard. Being a creator has never been easier. And we chose Zencastr because of the ease of use, high quality output, and it makes it super easy for our guests to come on. We had multiple solutions we tried before, and Zencastr has just been the best fit for us. Why Zencastr? It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sounds and up to 4K video with your guests. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Have you ever worried what you sound like? Zencastr's post-production process makes you sound buttery smooth. It automatically removes those ums and ahs in your recording. It removes those awkward pauses in conversation too. Set the right podcast loudness and levels while reducing background noise with a click of a button. So if you're interested in making an easy, high-quality podcast just with the click of a browser button, go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code SFU1. You'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Now back to the show. really quickly, we're going to get what we've been playing, because I'm going to guess I have not played a lot because I was on vacation and it was very busy. Clint, have you played a lot?
Honestly, not too much. I've been kind of quiet. I played a lot of Battlefield 6 beta because I'm a huge Battlefield fan. And the latest patch for World of Warcraft dropped, so been playing with the new content there and raids and stuff.
I'm going to ask you a dumb question. When you say a World of Warcraft patch, typically when the games do a patch, it's just like, we fix something. But in World of Warcraft, does that mean they actually make new things?
Yeah, when we say patch for that one, the hot fixes are what
that's
fixing stuff, and then the patches are like new content and stuff like that. So, and I also started up Indiana Jones again.
Did you beat the game?
I didn't. No, it was so busy when it came out, and I was like, I just fell off of it. So I'm kind of going back to it. And I'm like, man, this game is good. So it's going to try and finish this up, because I haven't really been playing too much other than these, but I still haven't been playing those too much, just because September is packed for me game wise. There's like, for me personally, I think I wrote them out in my Discord. There was like 7 games that I'm interested in. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Thankfully, most of them are on the Switch, so I can take them on the go as I'm traveling and driving around for work. But so I've just kind of been in that lull. Like, I don't want to get into anything too crazy before September arrives.
No, I get it. And then when you talk about the WoW patch, I know you minimize that, but if you're a WoW player, that
takes up
playing for hours or weeks, because that is your life.
Yeah, for me, for what I do in that game with the guild and everything, I mean, it's a minimum of like 10 hours a week you have to put into that game. Minimum for what I do.
You pay monthly still. It's not free to play at that level. So it's good that you've got somebody to spend your money on. Are you the type of player though that you'll pause your subscription?
Nope, it's been run. Blizzard has.
Oh my god!
Blizzard has made 20 years of $14.99 a month off of me since the start.
That is crazy. And reminder, folks, the subscription does not pay for the expansions, right?
Nope, you got to pay for the expansions. Oh yeah, they get like.
Oh yeah, it's funny. That is one of those things with subscriptions. Yeah, it's like. The only thing you can hope is maybe your credit card changed or expired.
Right. Yep.
That's the only thing that saved me.
Yep. Exactly. It's like, my subscription dropped. Yep. I guess I just won't. Yeah. It's gotten to the point where now I just pay yearly for it now, because it rakes off.
Is there a deal for yearly?
It rakes up. You save like $40 or something.
But you know what?
It's like, I'm going to be subbed anyways, so might as well.
Not the guys who are playing for $35 for Game Pass every month versus like you can find deals if you really want to.
Exactly.
Very cool. The Battlefield 6 beta, and just remind me, because I did play it too, and I might as well talk about it now since you talked about it. I got into it. I played it on PC as part. I'm trying to remember. I think I got it in Steam. I think I got the code in Steam, played it there. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of frustrated because I'm like, well, maybe I should just do like EA Play Pro on PC. I'll just get I'll play NCAA football. I'll play Madden, and then I'll play Battlefield, and I'll just do that program. Oh, college isn't on PC. I'm like,
is it not?
It's not on PC yet.
Really?
No,
because I don't play the Madden games and stuff, but I'm surprised because the college ones are very popular. So that's crazy.
Oh, the college game is even more popular than Madden.
Yeah, that's
crazy. So I get it first year, but second year, so dumb, because they could have got me on PC to just say, "Hey, go in $15 a month."
Right? Yeah.
Now I'm like, "Oh, GameFly deliver Madden. I'll eventually get that, and I'll use my GameFly because I'm that guy." Everybody mocks me. Luke called it a VHS when I showed him a disc.
I did see that. I was going to write something like you can't rewind a disc or something. I was trying to think of something funny.
Oh, and I just said how rude. I used one of the Full House, whatever. DJ Tanner? Is that the one that says how rude? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I'm that guy, but it's played off for me pretty well. So I got Madden delivered, so that delivers me, so I can play a quick Viking season.
There you go.
So I can imagine Vikings win the Super Bowl for the first time. Yay.
You'll get there.
And then
You'll get there.
last year I did college football just so Michigan State could win the national championship. They won because of my great playing. I was probably playing it on the lowest difficulty. I think it was probably playing on rookie, I think, but that's okay. Nobody needs to know except for you folks, and you won't
winning
judge
is
me,
winning.
will you? Yes, winning is winning. And plus, I don't have the NIL cash that like University of Michigan and other schools have. So really, folks, who is cheating and who is playing their best ability? So that is kind of a thing. So yeah, but Battlefield 6, I really enjoyed what I played. It made me feel so better about just having a good time, doing whatever I could to help, and not feeling like I didn't have to be the hero of the day. Although when I played with randoms and I was just going around, I'm like, I don't know what I actually did. I think this game would still be better with a team of friends, and they could direct me and say, hey, Todd, jump in this tank, do that, do that. So I think this is a game where I think a lot of people, if you feel like you're not a multiplayer player, I think you can have far more fun in this than other games because it is truly a team-based game. You feel like
it's definitely class. Like you need that medic to heal you and to give you ammo. You need the sniper to call out things and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's a little hectic for sure.
It is,
but at the
crazy.
same time, you could be like a sniper and kind of hang back a little bit, call in stuff. But I've been a Battlefield fan since 1942, the original, and I've always been a Battlefield person over Call of Duty. But so I'm excited, really excited for this one. Yeah,
I mean, I get the appeal of Call of Duty. You can be a one-man wrecking crew, get in there, do whatever you want. But I always felt like, I mean, I never got the appeal, though, for a person who's kind of average or just that. Because I feel like it just does not reward you for just getting in.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, because I'll play Call of Duty when they first launch, and then they'll like wean off of it and stuff. Because if you're not at the top of the leaderboard, you just feel like you didn't do anything to really help the map or the game mode or whatever. So it just and too many skins now. My God.
And who doesn't want to be all those crazy wacky characters? And that is the question about Battlefield. Like, how are they really going to make money long term if they're saying we're going to keep it legit? Because I'm like, well, how many of like real legit military skins can you give people, especially in a first person game?
Right,
it's going to be feeling very good that you're going to put money into it. So I don't know if that's like the slippery slope. That's like, yeah, we said that, but now we got Rambo. Now we've got
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. They got G.I. Joe coming in fighting Cobra.
Yeah, they did skins with 2042, and they all did decently. They didn't go over the top. They were like maybe like Chinese themed or something, but it still looked like an outfit or whatever. But
it's not Beavis and Butthead, right?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or
no, Nicki Minaj, really Snoop Dogg, American Dad. But with as popular as the Battlefield 6 beta was, I hope the tops at EA are going, ooh, maybe we can make money. And, I hope they realize that it was so popular because people are kind of getting fatigued on the Call of Duty side, I think.
I mean, you can't even do like wacky weapons, right? I mean, because I feel like that doesn't even fit.
No, it just doesn't. Yeah. So,
and people in the reel in the comment are not putting like unicorn muzzles on their silencers. I mean, it just doesn't play. So even like say like let's get wacky with the weapons. It just doesn't work. I was in the Air Force. We did not have people doing those things on missions when I was supporting the special ops folks. They were not doing things like that just to be cool and hip. No, it was anonymity. Everybody looks the same. Don't stand out. So yeah, it's weird. But I heard that maybe that's where they're going to go with their like battle royale mode. But still, even then, it's like, does that work for Battlefield?
Yeah, but they're also they're changing that whole portal mode, so it's a lot of
where you mix up like
so maybe
different. Because that was the mode where they basically said we're going to mix like time and eras, and do crazy things.
And now the portal is going to be even more user based, so that people can create their own weird maps, like drive five Humvees through streets and see how fast you can get. So maybe they can do content that way.
Creators Pass, almost like, hey, we'll charge you $15, and then we're giving you all these tools and
something like that. And if it stays just in that area, perfectly fine. I'm cool with that. But I don't need, like you said, unicorn muzzles running around while I'm taking
farting Skittles or something. I don't know.
I don't need it.
Yeah. And then, if you go too niche, then it's like only a few people are really using those like toolkits. And then it's like,
right.
We haven't got enough money. So I want it to succeed. And my funnest part was though, getting the tank. And like, hey, I'm doing this. It's fun. But the guy driving it is drunk and he doesn't know where the hell he's going. I'm like, and I can't even, because I'm playing with randoms, I can't communicate. I'm like, dude, over there, look. And it's like, he gets stuck up and he like doesn't make it through the real estate. And And then I'm just going crazy.
Yeah, it's like half the fun though is like you do get mad at stuff like that with people in choppers or tanks that just don't know what they're doing. But at the same time, you kind of have to laugh at it when everybody dies because they drove off a cliff or drove right into a mine that was clearly there. It's just, that's fun. It's
like Helldivers too, right? That is half the fun. Oh, somebody hit the nuke, so we all died. Look at them fly.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think that's part of Helldivers fun is just like, we're fighting bugs and we're just having a good time.
Right.
Everybody's in for the ride.
Having a blast.
Nobody. Yeah. And then it's just plus also their just sarcastic nature on sci-fi takes. It's definitely capturing that Starship Troopers vibe. So that's been a lot of fun. I liked it. I just am not the type though to really invest. So I really want to try the campaign. That's for me where I typically play. And I can't really say I've really enjoyed a Battlefield campaign. I tried one, but I felt like I was just spending most of my time sneaking and that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It was
the Battlefield campaigns have been very tacked on.
Yeah. So we'll see how it works. All right. Well, Battlefield 6 comes out in October, so get on it. It seems like people are very excited for that game, so it'll launch. And then, if you have EA Play Pro, you can play for like $15 a month, or you can buy the game. Because right now I think it's going to be $70 probably. And
there's like a $70 regular version, and I think there's like a Phantom Edition for like $90, I think.
Yeah, and I know there will be a version on EA Play, which I think is $5 a month, that you'll eventually get to play, but it's typically 6 months later, so you're not going to be there when the zeitgeist is going crazy. Let's see. I was traveling, so I did play on the plane ride into Chicago, Donkey Kong Bonanza. A lot of fun. I am so slow in this game compared to everybody else. I think everybody else has beat this game. It is so wonderful. It's so much fun. I got my first Bananza, transformation, which is a lot of fun. Open a lot of things. I beat a boss. And I will say about this game, it's got so many different variables that you almost forget, like, oh, I could just beat the crap out of this boss by being mega Donkey Kong versus like, I'm trying to be strategic. Like, no, Todd, you're overthinking it.
Yeah, you can just go straight in. And then especially once you start upgrading your clothes and stuff, it's you just beat the crap out of everything.
And I got like weird pants. And, and I haven't really gotten to like Pauline's abilities. And you can do your like skill tree, which is so fun. It's a lot of fun. It's going to take me longer than probably I need to finish it, but that's okay. I want a game that I can just keep going back to. Yeah. I don't have to feel like that's my only game, especially in a era where we are, like you said, September.
Yeah.
Things are going to get crazy.
It's just been this whole year. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts.
Something always pops up.
It really does. It really does.
And it's weird because we talked about the health of an industry, but that's a sign of a good industry that there is always going to be a game coming up that people will want to play. You will not have any. You always have a game to play. Might it be the
there's no lack of.
You'll have a game to play. Yeah. Let's see. Really quick. I did get Madden. It's installed in the PS5. That's all I can say. It's there, sitting waiting for me. I will be playing, so I'm very excited for it. I'll play this weekend. But the other thing is, I really got into, and I've shared this before, I am building an arcade machine. So I really got into this. I've got everything set up. So I started playing with CoinOps X, and that is essentially a front end for arcade games. And it is so much fun. But the version I've got is hilarious, Clint, because it does do pop songs and songs in the background along with arcade music. So when I was like, I'm going to be playing this really awesome game, I think it was Street Fighter, it was going through all the Street Fighter arcade games you could play, and it's got Whitney Houston singing. I'm like, that doesn't seem right, but I'm all in. So
that's fantastic.
It's clunky right now because I got my mini PC. It's a really, really awesome mini PC. That's great. I've got a hard drive hooked up with the build that I'm using to do that. And I know I can do more with it. I'm using the Legends Arcade system. Basically, it's the controller platform, which is basically it's got your joystick controls. It's got like the rollerball, and it's got 2 players. So I'm ready.
The rollerball
like,
too.
X-Men.
We'll pick it up. That's cool.
Oh yeah, so it's going to be like Golden Tee, things like that. Maybe a bowling game, weird stuff. And so I'm all in. But the hardest part when you do this type of stuff is configuration of all the controls. It's like, how does this work? How do I go back? How do I get into the game? But it is a lot of fun. I got a 4K 43-inch monitor, like TV. For $100 from Best Buy. I got this mounted thing. It's mobile, and I got my controller. I love it. It's fun, but it's going to require a little bit of tender loving care. The issue though is it's not tall enough. So like you're standing there, you think of like arcade, it's a little bit higher. This is not high enough. So I'm like, I'm going to probably have to get a different mount, which is fine. But yeah, it needs to be up there. But the great part is it is mobile. So I can take this anywhere. I can put it anywhere in the house. It's not like a 300-pound standalone, and I can do whatever I want. So I'm loving it. And that's going to be, and I talked to my wife and say like, because when I was in Korea in the Air Force, I bought like 2 big pieces of furniture. They are heavy as hell, full wood. But quite honestly, I bought them like 25 years ago. Not really fitting where I'm at right now. So I am going to sell my one cabinet, which has got a lot of media in it right now. And that's where my system is going to sit. So I talked to my wife and saying, let me just sell it because we got our bar from Korea. We have something for my trip there. So I'm fine with that.
Right.
More to come on
that's
how that
awesome.
works. She said yes.
Super cool.
Yeah, because the thing weighs like 300 pounds. It is heavy. It's full wood. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I'm sure someone will buy it for me. Probably far more than what I paid for it when I was in Korea. And I'd have when I was in the Air Force, they moved it for me and shipped it for me. So
I was going to ask. I was like, how'd you get it back from there? That's cool.
Oh, the bar probably weighed 400 pounds. It's on wheels. Has like marble. Basically, it's one of those one that opens up and the top opens up and the things like that. It's marble inlaid. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
Has little like these really cool locks. But yeah, so that's all upstairs.
Sweet.
And because I live in a house with cats, guess what? One of my cats actually eats off of it, jumps up, and we have a bowl of food there. That's my life, folks. That's what my cats do. Oh, well. So that's where I'm at with gaming. I'm really excited to play more gaming now that I'm back from traveling and all this crazy stuff. And I'm very excited. I will say this now. I'm starting a new job in like 2 weeks. Very excited. It's going to be announced tomorrow. I'm very excited. So that's been a big thing. That's a big weight off my shoulders. And very excited for that role to start. So all this stuff is going to be coming up, Todd. As we get into the fall. So there we go. So that leads us into the next segment of the show, which is our bonus round. So this bonus round is all about cheating in games. And I said from harmless to problematic. So we talked about some of the harmless in the buy, rent, return. Kind of like things you can do to have fun. I mean, in the history of like cheat codes, a lot of it was just to make games, give it more depth, do different things with it. People would find a way to actually impact the code. Like you talked about bringing down the what is it? The dev, in Doom,
the tilde key or whatever it was that made you feel the command prompt or something.
Yeah, I think the command prompt. Yeah, that would bring it down. The command prompt
instantly into the Matrix, or Hackers from back in the day. That movie.
Yeah, and then you can play around with it, and then we got into like weird like mods and WAD packs, as they called it. Basically, then you could put Barney in your Doom game, and you could put the X-Men. I mean, there was like even remember the original Doom, there was like or maybe it was Quake, but there was a total conversion mod where you could add the X-Men. They made actually a expansion pack. It was all about the X-Men being in Quake. It was so crazy. It was like, this is weird. So there's been all, we basically go, like you can get Hillary and Bill Clinton in NBA Jam. There's a code for that. You ended up getting a code to get Akuma in Street Fighter. And then we got one of the funniest codes were like, it's then they get like the urban myth codes. Like if you do this, somebody will show up. One of those was like the nude code in Tomb Raider. Everybody talked about that. My God. It was going to happen, and no one could confirm it. Of course, back in the day, there was really
you had to go to her mansion. I don't know how I know this.
Was it even real?
You had to go to her mansion, and no, but I tried.
Okay. Oh, Clint!
13-year-old me tried really hard. You had to go to the mansion, and they were like, "Oh yeah, go to the mansion and use the diving board this special way, and you." Laura will be nude, and I was like, "This isn't working.
Your clothes will just come off like a bad bikini." But I mean, that's the way it used to be. You would hear about these weird rumors and you try it out. Like, I think there was one like in Mortal Kombat, if you put the special code and you do it on a Sunday with the Howling Moon, and you get to get this, like, there was like a weird character you could bring in. Even Mortal Kombat, like they were like even joked about like some of the characters you could do, and they've actually then introduced those characters in the real game.
Right,
like it was like, was it Noob Saibot was like the characters of like Ed Boon, and it was like a weird character they did, and they did a lot of those weird, it was just fun.
Exactly.
And you could sometimes
good fun.
Sometimes you could break the game. A lot of the codes actually were like to reveal like developers, like who actually made the game, like in like I think it was Atari Adventure, like. Back in the day, they didn't say who made the game, but if you did a specific thing, it would say made by the guy who made the game, which was fun. It was like, that's so cool. You could do that.
Yeah.
So Clint, we talked about cheat codes. I've been gaming since call it the Atari 5200, but I did play the 2600. I had a Commodore 128. Then I got into the NES, and then I kind of had to jump then to PC because I went to, I was in high school, didn't have time for games. I got girls to chase down, even though it didn't go well. Then to college, then I need a PC for college, but I really want to play games too. So I ended up getting my like Packard Bell 46SX that didn't have Windows 95, so I was still using like DOS to really play a lot of games back then. And then CD-ROMs came about, and that's when I got my CD-ROM with my Sound Blaster code, so you could get like CD quality audio and all the fun. And then I got back into console gaming. I got back into console gaming with PlayStation 1 because one of my favorite games of all time was Tekken 3, and it actually had an amazing version on the PlayStation. So that's what got me back to console.
Really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And all those secret characters and all the endings, and it was just so much fun. So that's what kind of like my history, but every iteration of those games or consoles had a way to cheat, do crazy things, play actually pirated games. Like my dad, he had a new guy at GM that could bring home, pirated copies of Commodore 64 games and 128 games because it was just on a floppy disk, and there was no copy protection. So that's how I kind of got into it. So, everybody has their somebody has gone down the dark path. Not necessarily intentionally, but had found a way to have fun along the way. So do you have any like examples of just like cheat codes you loved or weird things you found that like, this made my life so much more fun?
I think I like, you got the classics like we talked over, like the Konami code and stuff like that. But I think the big head modes were always great, and like the hockey games and stuff like that. Those were
NBA
fun.
Jam. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, those were fun. For some reason, I really got into the codes more like with PS1, PlayStation 1 and stuff. And one of the first ones I remember playing, it was one of the first games I got, was Need for Speed. And there was a code you could input that your horn turned to a machine gun. And as you're racing, any vehicles that were in front of you, when you pushed the horn, you would get a machine gun sound, and the cars would just go flying. It was like they turned off all physics, and they would just go flying. And I just remember laughing so hard and having so much fun with that. Of course, there was I used to, basically break the game in Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2 because you could call in tanks and weapons and
I heard about that one. It's like
stuff.
Basically you became a tank, right? Is that what it was?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, you could call in a tank and just blow up everything. I'm trying to think of some funny. There's all kinds of funny ones too. There was one for Rainbow Six back in the day when Rainbow Six was like really tactical on like the PC and stuff. You could enter a code in your little command prompt, and it was like silent but deadly. And whenever your character walked, he actually farted, and it would it would make the enemies know you were there. And it's just like fun stuff like that.
Do you want to give you like a weird one?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I found one that's basically these 15 cheats that are kind of fun. This is Age of Empires 2. There's a Shelby Cobra cheat. So the Shelby Cobra is a version of a Mustang car. So imagine that, Age of Empires 2. Apparently you can put this in an RTS, and all of a sudden you can bring in Shelby Cobra vehicles. I don't know what they do.
Breaking the game.
Because what do they actually do? I mean, are you just running into the buildings? Because they don't
super
have weapons.
fast. I don't know. Jeez, I guess you can run people over.
In there, like, go cross country with two dudes.
Oh my god!
I mean, isn't that funny? It's like, I mean, I guess they could just run over like a fort because they could just hopefully, and they would explode eventually. But if you could bring in like 1 billion of those cars, I mean,
good.
What's that one game that's coming out that's basically like you're in like this medieval setting? There's all these armies, and eventually you come in with a truck and a machine gun.
Yeah, it's I can't remember the name. It's not Kingdom Come.
It's like Crusader Kings or something.
It's something like that. But you basically travel back in time, like Army of Darkness type of thing, and you have like
exactly. I'm the guy with the shotgun.
Yeah, you have a minigun while fighting, or you have a car while driving over foot soldiers and stuff. I am super excited for that game.
It's just so weird, but it's kind of like, why not? Because they have those games now, which
are why
like
not?
The weird one. Well, I mean, you've heard about like that one gorilla versus 100 men games.
Yeah.
And now there's a ton of those just because.
Yep.
Why not? We have the power. We have the technology.
Right. Why not do it?
Who can stop us?
Yep. 2,000 chickens versus a Jedi. Yep.
Absolutely. Why not? So here's another one that's kind of fun. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Moon Physics. So essentially think of like no gravity, Tony Hawk.
One.
You can go 3,000 feet in the air and then eventually maybe you come back down. That's the one thing I'm like, how do you come back down though? Because there's like nothing to pull you down. So you're like swimming through gravity. Very odd. But then you get like the weird ones. They actually add content. So apparently The Legend of Zelda, there was the second quest secret. So apparently you can unlock Zelda's second quest. It's a remix by actually being in the game. But many of us discovered the feature by entering Zelda as our character name.
Interesting. And was that the first one too, or
the first one? Yeah, the first one.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, and of course, I'm trying to think of another one that's kind of interesting. Oh, here you go. This is one that made the game. It improved the game because of essentially censorship, which is Mortal Kombat. What did Mortal Kombat lack? In the SNES.
The first one didn't have blood, right?
Correct. So there was a code you could put in. You know what that code was?
Oh, no.
ABACABB.
So like the
folks,
the blood,
remember that? No. You'll be quizzed later. Clint, I'll quiz you later. Remember that. No, just kidding. Yeah. Because the Genesis got blood.
And the Super
SNES
Nintendo
did not blood.
That kind of like random, that kind of reminds me of like, you remember the 64 games Turok? Like they had blood over here on the Nintendo 64, but over in England, you were fighting robots over in England, and they had oil come out. Yep.
Or transmission fluid, which is red. Maybe that they could explain.
There you go. They could have.
Oh, my transmission! Oh. Yeah, I mean, and there's the other one. GoldenEye apparently had a facility invincibility run that you could do, which I don't know nothing about. Quite honestly, it's kind of weird. But then we got into the era of like then there was devices where you could actually debug the game.
Oh god.
So Clint, I think we mentioned the game Genie.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I broke many a PlayStation games with that.
So the game Genie worked across many. I think there was like Game Genie, but there was like different versions called something else basis the generation. And somebody created codes you would just put in. Basically, it went into like the developer menu and played around with like bits and pieces. So I used one in Final Fantasy VII because
that's what I was going to bring up.
In Final Fantasy VII, this was the flaw in that game. Came on 3 discs. There were points in the game, if you did not do something, you couldn't go back.
Right.
That was the worst thing in the world. I'm like, because I needed to get like, I don't know if it was like, I needed the golden chocobo to do something.
Right, to get everywhere.
Then to do something else and then do that so I could get like Knights of the Nine or something like that. And I'm like, screw you, I'm going to cheat. So I'm like going to, when I was in the Air Force, I was playing this during my summer when I just got commissioned, was like that. I went on the Air Force library and looked for cheats. And I found, you could buy the Game Genie or whatever it was. Because there was different names for it too. It changed over time.
Yeah.
But essentially you put it in the back of your PlayStation, like in the like serial port, almost like the printer port,
Yep.
which is weird that it had one. And then you could get it. So I got like unlimited XP. Like every enemy I defeated, I got like 1,000 HP. So I was just farming HP, like no doubt.
Yep.
And that allowed me to do certain things to then get what I need to do. But I felt like the game cheated me, so I'm cheating them.
Yeah, I used
Retribution?
to exactly. Yeah, and with the Game Genie, I think it was called the Game Shark on the Super Nintendo.
Game
I
Shark,
think,
yes, and there was discs
but with the Game
versus
Genie,
an actual
cartridge or
hardware.
whatever on Final Fantasy VII, I was mad that I couldn't use like Aerith or Sephiroth, and you could actually put them into the game, and you could put them in your party. However, if you were past the point of like where Aerith, spoiler alert, don't listen for 5 seconds, died, you could have her in your party, but anytime her name would appear in like text or something, it would crash your game. You were done. And same with like if Sephiroth was in your party, if Sephiroth appeared in the game while he was in your party, it crashed your game. Like it was just
buyer beware, right?
Exactly.
Oh, I was looking here. Apparently there was an N64 Game Shark, which was weird. It was actually a cartridge that went in. So I guess it was like double deckering to make it work.
Yeah,
I don't know how you do
think you had to put like the cartridge into the game, like plugged into the Game Shark, and then the Shark plugged in, and that's how you could get into like dev mode or whatever.
Like a daisy chain of a weird
exactly.
Yeah. Some used like the memory card port, and it was typically, and then some were like you would get like a different version with different new games, and there were updates, which was just weird. It was just like an odd thing. And then some magazines actually published codes for it. Put it in there. So it's like there was no internal database. There was maybe it came with a manual that said, but the problem was you bought it in 1995, 1997, new codes. So this is the version.
You have to buy it again.
It was so weird. And so I'm going to go down a dark path. So Clint, when I lived in Korea, I learned how to modify my console. I took it to a guy in Korea, took my PlayStation 1. He modified my PlayStation. Also modified my PlayStation 2. Put a chip in there, soldered it. It was the crazy things. And then those games would play on the system, like just burn discs, which wasn't a thing because normally it wouldn't. Even the Dreamcast, like the Dreamcast was easily, basically you just copy discs and then you did something else.
It was crazy. Yeah.
There's other devices you could actually buy. It was weird. The PlayStation was the weirdest one. Early days before in Korea, you buy this device, you put it in, and then you basically put a spring in your clamshell PlayStation. So then you basically load it. It comes up. You take out the disc, and then you put your fake game in, and it loads. So this is where how desperate we were back in the day. Or that you go to this is even worse, kids. Don't put me into gamer jail. You go to GameStop. Back in the day, they had a 7-day return policy on new games. So I would go copy them on the CDR, take them back, and like take all the games back. I was the king of piracy.
That's fantastic.
In 1999. Crazy. Guys, don't think horribly of me. I was just a young kid. I had no money.
I used to do that with the Dreamcast. Even though I had a PlayStation 1 and stuff like that, there was a thing called I think it was Bleemcast.
Bleem, yes. You put the disc in and
you put the disc
play, like
in.
Dreamcast games.
Yeah, you could play like PlayStation 1 games on the Dreamcast, and it's like, it was just Bleem. I can't really believe I remember that name, but
it was so weird. Things went all over the place, and piracy's a dark tunnel, kids. It'll take you to hell. So don't do that. But we did that. I mean, it was crazy. I remember even in Korea where you could buy like these weird, like I had a GBA. Well, they would sell you like these weird carts that were like 201 games, and it would go like, I got all the Nintendo games, right? No, it was like 13 versions of a weird Mario you never seen before. And it's like, what is what did I even get? Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, so that was Todd's adventure into the dark side of Korea piracy. So don't even talk about like the weird, like fake. Before there was DVDs, there was this weird like Korean like CD market that they would make their like bootlegs. that could play in DVD players, but they were like 240p. Bad idea. So, oh well, that is like more harmless. It's fun,
Right.
great.
Yeah.
But Clint, we have to really talk about the actual issue of cheating in regards to nothing hurts anybody. It's single player, just having fun.
Right.
Nobody is hurt. But then we get to like the realm of people that choose to cheat in a competitive space.
Yeah.
That impacts others. We talked about Battlefield 6 in their multiplayer. Literally like a day later, someone had enacted some type of cheat. It was like heat mapping, I think, that actually allowed them to see where every player was on the map.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And I mean, and ultimately, if there's not money on the line, I always wonder, what is the benefit? Is it just because people like to feel good, even if they're doing a bad thing?
It's weird because like I've noticed in the past like year or so like Twitch, if you're caught cheating, whatever, you get banned or you get like a 6-day suspension or whatever. So on TikTok, while I'm doom scrolling on there before I'm trying to go to sleep or whatever, there's people, because
Clint,
TikTok doesn't.
That's not very healthy, but everybody knows that.
I try to read
Clint,
for a little bit, and
yeah.
I try to read.
Watch like animal videos. Do that.
Right.
That makes us all feel better.
I'm just trying to stay cool and hip with the kids,
Yes. Everybody wants you to do
that. Thankfully, I'm on like the video game side, so I'm like seeing new games coming out, indies and stuff. But every now and then, it'll randomly show you a live feed, and I've noticed that it's popular on there because it doesn't get banned, and people are watching these people to cheat. Like they'll show they'll show the game they're playing, and they'll also show like what the cheat is doing on the side. So that if it's like auto aiming, you'll see it fly by. And like you said, it's not like there's like a heat one, but there's another one for like Call of Duty where it changes everything to like pre-alpha, like stick figure. So like you can shoot through everything. And there's a lot of these lives on TikTok. So it's kind of like cheaters have their own audience, and that sucks because it's making it kind of popular.
It's like Fight Club or like the you go to like the legal cockfight or whatever.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, I'm doing something.
And like people are watching it, and I'm like that. Yeah. It's making it popular, and it's like I just don't see, like you said, how is it fun and stuff like that. But now that they have a venue where they're showing it to people, and people are like, oh, this is funny, ha ha ha, and I'm like, this is no, I don't know, but it's just wild to see that on feeds like that they're able to just cheat and show it, and I don't like it, but
it's so
here we
weird
are.
Because you think of like you want to have the cred from what you achieved without cheating, and when you see I need cheating to make me feel good because I feel like I'm showing off that I'm better. You don't know, but now you got people just cheating, and people want to see them cheat.
Yeah, it's just crazy because they think it's they think it's funny, and it's like, oh, ha ha ha. Or I don't see the appeal in it, but it clearly it's there. Sadly,
it's like almost like what was the show? Was it Viva La Bam or whatever? When Bam would like attack his dad or whatever, and I'm like, ha ha ha! I beat up an old dude. I'm like,
right. He's sitting there like smacking him and stuff, and it's like, yeah.
We're creating like little machine gun killies. Oh my god,
right.
Nobody wants that.
Let's stop doing that.
God, yes, because everybody will make millions of dollars just by doing viral pranks because that played out really well for everybody.
Right.
No, that's really weird because I do feel like that. Like a lot of people like put it as like a badge of honor. I'm like, I got my my kill death ratio or what I did, and it makes me feel good. Like, hey, I'm good at something, so it makes me feel good. And I get it, and that's kind of like a almost like a God. I'm gonna get deep. It almost feels like a dude thing to feel like if I am really good at making people feel crappy because I've destroyed them, it makes me feel important.
Right.
A lot of it does, but other people are like, I want to raise up my team. I'm good, but I'm going to be a Sherpa. Like Destiny has an amazing community. Like my son is a Sherpa. He's amazing at Destiny. He's like, cool. I am going to tell people how to get better. and make them feel good versus like, oh, you didn't do that, you're a dirtbag, get out of here.
Right.
I just always wonder about people that feel good about making other people feel bad, and that's what gets them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I probably did that in like multiplayer games when I was like 12 or 13 or something on
How
PC.
dare
like,
you, Clint? You're banned.
like, oh, I'll push this guy off the cliff. Ha ha ha. But yeah, the people that just do it like nonstop and just like cheating and ruining an entire game like Battlefield 6, you're ruining it for 64 people. And it's just, just
in a game like that, we need people in it, right? I mean, if Battlefield loses everybody because there's the majority of people are being jerks, then you don't get the highs of everybody getting together, building a community, all those things that makes gaming great. I mean, we were all immature at some points. We've done stupid things. I remember playing Little Big Planet, and there was a level called Fart Rocket. My friends played it, and every time he did something, it farted. Made us all laugh. It was great. We were immature adults. Exactly. But I get it to a point, and there's always going to be more 13-year-olds who find things funny, make racial slurs, do a lot of bad jokes about your mama, and swear a lot too much. So yeah, that's a problem. There's no gatekeeping in games, and it takes a lot to get somebody banned. So, Clint, I don't know. Is there any other things you would call out on cheaters? Like, I mean, like, would there be games you would say like, hey, this is a game that cheaters really don't play in, so you should play there? Or maybe, hey, cheaters can be bad, but they don't really rule where I play? I don't know. I mean, what are the rules of like, how do you manage against a cheating community?
I think like, single player games are fine if you want to do what you want to do, mod it, because it's your adventure or whatever. So if you want to go crazy with mods and cheats to have fun, I say more power to you. But any type of multiplayer game where you're doing it as an advantage, like, it's just not for me. Like it's ruined games for me. I used to play a lot of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and that has turned into an absolute hacking heaven. And it's just, I can't even play the game anymore, which sucks. So yeah, stop ruining it for people.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that goes, because it feels like, is the point? It's just a game. I mean, it's not a livelihood for us. It's not like you're going online.
You just want to hop on and have fun.
And quite honestly, if you cheat in a place where you're actually supposed to make money, you get out. So it's like ultimately it comes down to, maybe you're just a person likes to troll, and there are trolls obviously.
Oh, for sure.
Just like to revel in everyone else's misery. So and I'm feeling like that tends to be more in the more serious games versus the fun games. Because I mean, you can't really troll somebody who's playing around with Beavis and Butthead, teabagging Master Chief while Kratos is doing
that's just good fun there.
The gritty, or I don't know, whatever. Right? Because there's no really Fortnite competitive, right? It's all just people being stupid and silly, and you just
pretty much
get your pass or whatever to get your more stuff. So okay, so that is kind of wrapping up our cheating in games, kind of like from the harmless to the problematic. And quite honestly, if you're into the problematic, do better. But I think cheating is fun, and I love it when it comes to like just the single player experience and doing fun things.
Definitely.
So yeah. So and quite honestly, I love the weird things like big head modes, and actually most developers now are putting all those crazy things into their game by default.
Yep. Which is awesome.
I think a lot of people just like to see what a game can do, and breaking it down and having crazy things like skins within like The Witcher. What do they do in The Witcher? They added Henry Cavill in The Witcher game, right? They did it themselves.
Yep.
I don't know if we've gotten like Fallout where they've added like the ghoul with some of the characters there, but I don't think Fallout has done like a like they've updated the characters to look like the show characters, but why not?
No,
at this
sadly
point, why
not? But yeah, definitely, throw it in there. No harm in anything.
Absolutely. So, man, Clint, it's been a great time. Thank you so much for joining
a blast.
Me. Yeah, and the whole point of the show is always just not to get too serious, not to talk too much news, but have fun with gaming topics and, make each other laugh a little bit, hopefully. And maybe, learn something along the way. Like I knew I didn't know everything we talked about today, but I feel smarter. like that one
Exactly.
Exodus game. Now I got to look into this. I'm like, I think I heard about this game. I'm like, all
Super
right,
excited.
let's go.
Super excited.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know both of us. I know we're big sci-fi fans, and I've heard there's a really going to be an interesting game based on certain universes. That one game, I'm blanking on the name of the universe that I love so much. Yes, The Expanse.
My heart just skipped a beat. I am like, I need it. I need it.
Absolutely. It's kind of like we never got. It's kind of like those franchise. I would love to visit like a new like topic with like, franchises that never got the real game it deserved, kind of like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has not gotten the game it deserves. So I think it would be.
I could go on a tangent. Yeah, that's a great topic because I could go on a tangent.
Put in the calendar. We will do that. We'll do a future topic on a tangent
on games that deserve games,
properties that need a game that truly makes them feel the epicness of what they truly are. So, but you know what? We could go on for hours, but it's late. Thank you for joining me. We did this an hour earlier. Thank God, because we normally do this at 8. So whatever. So there we go. Thank you for joining us on this journey in video games and friendship and fun. So Clint, before we go, tell people where they can find you and what you're up to.
Everybody can find me pretty much on Threads, Blue Sky, over on YouTube under Spreading the Nerd. You can see all our podcasts on there. We've had one interview, so we're gaining traction. Check us out there, or just follow me on Threads or Blue Sky and just see the random shenanigans I post.
So the great thing about Spreading the Nerd is you got Clint, the nicest guy in gaming, and then you got his co-host, who's kind of the grumpiest guy in gaming.
It's a yin-yang insanity.
It's a balance, which is very fun because it does really, like, are you being too nice? Well, no. Are you being too mean? Great. So, and you got to keep each other balanced. So I love
that's right.
That. So check out Clint. He's around the Discords. He's really a great person to check out.
Thank you.
Fans in gaming. So check him out. So with myself, I'm at Todd Oxtra, at Secure Friends Unite on the Blue Sky, at Toxtra, at Secure Friends Unite on the Fediverse, which includes Instagram, Threads, and the Facebook. We have a Facebook group. We have a Discord. We have a YouTube channel. We have a website. So check us all things Secure Friends Unite, and hopefully you'll enjoy what you find. So with that, Clint, thank you again for joining me on this journey of video games and friendship and fun. And with that, I always say, it's always better to game together.
Perfect.
This podcast is part of the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and podcast services around the galaxy, as well as video on our YouTube channel. You can support Secret Friends Unite by becoming a Patreon member, get bonus programs and more over at patreon.com/secretfriendsunite. Join our Discord community for even more discussions on all things geek. For all the latest updates on Secret Friends Unite, make sure to follow us on Threads at secret.friends.unite and visit secretfriendsunite.com. Find our merchandise at TeePublic and Redbubble. Thanks for listening, and may the Force live long and prosper.